I saw him kissing my wife's neck, and I froze. The scene played out like a slow-motion car crash, my mind struggling to process the betrayal unraveling before me. Elaine, my wife of 10 years, was leaning into him, her eyes half closed, her lips curled in a smile I hadn't seen directed at me in years. The man, tall, broad-shouldered, with a smugness radiating from his every gesture, pressed his lips to her neck like he owned her. I had come home early to surprise her. My project at work had been postponed, and I thought we could spend the evening together, rekindling the spark that had faded in recent months. Instead, I found this. My first instinct was to burst into the room, to confront them, to demand answers. But something stopped me. Perhaps it was a shock, or perhaps it was a quiet, cold rage beginning to coil in my chest. I backed away, careful not to make a sound, and retreated to my car. Sitting in the driver's seat, I clenched the steering wheel, my knuckles whitening. My heart pounded, not with sorrow, but with an icy determination. I wasn't going to act on impulse. No, I would plan. Revenge. I decided it should be methodical, it should be thorough, and it should leave no room for doubt about who had the last word. For the next few days, I played the role of the oblivious husband. I smiled at Elaine, kissed her goodnight, and even complimented her on the new perfume she'd started wearing, no doubt chosen to impress her lover. Inside, however, I was anything but calm. I began to gather information, starting with her phone. While she showered one evening, I unlocked it. I'd learned her passcode years ago, and found exactly what I was looking for. Messages between her and a contact saved as Emily were anything but innocent. The text painted a vivid picture of their affair. Plans for secret meetups, flirtation, banter, and even photos of them together. It was all there, evidence of her betrayal, in digital black and white. But one message in particular caught my eye. Can't wait for our weekend getaway. He'll never know. It turned out they were planning to spend the upcoming weekend at a lakeside cabin, a place Elaine and I had visited together years ago. The audacity of it stung, but it also presented an opportunity. If they wanted a romantic getaway, I'd make sure it was unforgettable. On Friday afternoon, I kissed Elaine goodbye as she left, her suitcase rolling behind her. Work's going to be so busy this weekend, she lied with a practiced ease that made my stomach churn. I watched her drive away, then grabbed my own bag and set off in the opposite direction, or so she thought. By the time they arrived at the cabin, I was already there, hidden in the dense woods surrounding the property. I spent the day preparing, ensuring everything was in place. The cabin's isolation worked to my advantage. There would be no one to hear what was about to unfold. That evening, as they settled in, I watched through the windows. They cooked dinner together, laughing and stealing kisses, completely unaware of the storm brewing just outside. My hands itched to act, but I waited. Timing was everything. When night fell, I made my move. The power cut out first, plunging the cabin into darkness. I had tampered with the fuse box earlier, ensuring they'd have no way to fix it. Panic set in quickly, their voices rising as they stumbled around for flashlights. That's when I started the noises. A distant rustling here, a faint knock there, just enough to unsettle them. I let their fear build, savoring the way the man's bravado faltered, his voice tinged with uncertainty. Elaine clung to him, her earlier confidence replaced by apprehension. Finally, I made my entrance. The front door slammed open, and I stepped inside, a flashlight illuminating my face. "Good evening," I said, my voice calm but dripping with menace. "I hope I'm not interrupting." Elaine's face drained of color. "Elliot, what are you doing here?" "Oh, just thought I'd check out this lovely cabin," I replied, letting the sarcasm hang in the air. My gaze shifted to her lover, who stood frozen, his hand gripping a fireplace poker. "And you must be Emily." He didn't respond, his eyes darting around like a trapped animal. "Relax," I said, stepping closer. "I'm not here to hurt anyone, at least not physically." I placed a folder on the table. Inside, you'll find copies of every incriminating text, photo, and email. It's amazing what you can dig up with a little effort. And don't worry, Elaine, I've already sent a copy to your boss. I'm sure your co-workers will be fascinated by your extracurricular activities." Elaine gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. You wouldn't. Oh, but I would, I said, my smile razor sharp. But that's just the beginning. Turning to her lover, I added, I've also done a little digging on you. Imagine my surprise when I found out about the embezzlement. You really should have been more careful with those company funds. The authorities will be very interested in your weekend plans. His face turned ashen. You can't prove anything. Can I? I countered. You'll find the evidence in your inbox. Consider it my parting gift. Elaine burst into tears, pleading with me to stop, to reconsider, but I felt nothing but cold satisfaction. You made your choices, I said, my voice steady. Now you live with the consequences. With that, I turned and walked out, leaving them to their ruined evening. Outside, the cool night air felt like a balm on my skin. I had taken everything from them without lifting a finger in violence, and it felt far better than I'd imagined. In the weeks that followed, I finalized my divorce, ensuring Elaine walked away with as little as possible. Her lover, true to form, fled the country to avoid prosecution. As for me, I moved on, my conscience clear and my heart surprisingly light. Revenge, they say, is a dish best served cold. I'd served mine with precision, leaving no doubt about who had truly won. And as I rebuilt my life, I did so with the knowledge that sometimes justice is best delivered with a smile,